Many meteorologists can point to an event from their youth that got them interested in the weather. For me, that event hit close to home on this date in 1974. I was in 7th grade in eastern Ohio. The previous day, an F5 tornado had devastated a small town named Xenia near Dayton in the western part of the state. Many of the schools there were heavily damaged, though fortunately the tornado hit after hours, but the news still resonated in the halls of my school. The Xenia tornado was the strongest in a salvo known as the Superoutbreak. 148 tornadoes, including 6 rated F5, in less than 20 hours across 13 states from the Great Lakes to the Deep South, causing more than 300 fatalities and 5,000 injuries. The first tornado formed in Illinois around 1 p.m. on April 3rd, 1974, the last around 8 a.m. the next day in North Carolina. The surface weather map the morning of April 3rd, 1974, showed a strong surface low-pressure system over Kansas, many isobars encircling it, indicating that the storm influenced a huge area. By afternoon, a southerly flow of warm, humid air from the Gulf ahead of that low had reached the Ohio Valley, while a powerful Pacific jet stream overhead housed a pocket of fast winds called a jet streak that assisted in explosive thunderstorm development. The satellite image showed a huge comma-shaped cloud pattern, typical of powerful mid-latitude lows, with breaks in the clouds in the Ohio and Tennessee valleys that allowed some sun in, destabilizing the lower atmosphere. Thunderstorms organized into 3 distinct squall lines, and the middle one produced most of the strongest tornadoes. The paths of the 6 F5s are shown here as thick black lines, 2 in Alabama, 3 along the Ohio River, and then there was the tornado that went through Xenia. The dashed lines are the paths of other strong F3 and F4 tornadoes. There were 59 of those too. Now, at that time, weather radar was primitive by modern standards. No Doppler capability to detect rotation inside thunderstorms. Forecasters often didn't issue a warning until a tornado was visually confirmed. Here's what the Xenia tornado looked like on 1974 radar. There was a characteristic hook echo, so local forecasters did issue a warning 20 minutes before that tornado formed. But warnings at that time were punched into a paper tape, fed through a reader, and disseminated via teletype. With as many as 15 tornadoes at once, a bottleneck of warnings developed on April 3rd. Some went out too late to be of any use to the public. After the super outbreak, a faster weather wire was implemented and warnings were prioritized over other National Weather Service products. The super outbreak became the research passion of Dr. Theodore Fujita at the University of Chicago, he of the F scale, and his young graduate student at that time, Dr. Greg Forbes, who went on to be the severe weather expert at the Weather Channel. Their studies provided the blueprint for subsequent studies of tornado outbreaks. Stay tuned. Our extended forecast is next.